Okay, so my OCD apparently needed at least one more crack at this submarine yacht thing before I could possibly let it go. Mostly because even the Mark II iteration that we went over in the last video has the problem issue of just not having enough width along the widest part of it, or even any part of it really, to make it to where you can walk up and down the length of the submarine without having to have some issues. The original version has a kind of a hallway along the side, and then the rooms are on this side, which provides enough room for, you know, minimal cabins and stuff like that. But then you have this curving edge up here. So I decided that rather than going with a 10-foot diameter pressure vessel, bumping it up to 15 would give me enough room to create a sort of corridor going down the middle of it, and then we would be able to have enough room for some individual rooms here, and then like a captain's cabin here towards the back. And then obviously increasing the diameter this way also increases the diameter this way. So now we have a 2-floor design rather than a single-floor design. The pilot would sit here so they had the best view to be able to make sure that they're driving and not hitting anything. And then plenty of seating back over here. Obviously, if you wanted to put a couple of small little seats right here for any like people who want to really sit up close towards the front, be able to see everything, that'd be fine. Little kitchen area here. I didn't go through a bunch of trying to like super attention to detail things. I just wanted to give a better idea. You can see the previous version have a better idea of what I was of like the more of the attention to detail kind of things, especially when it came to like systems and things like that. So we have a kitchen right here. You know, you'd have whatever you need in there. This would be a wet dry area where you come into and out of the sub from here. So this, you would have, you know, whatever storage that you would need to be able to take things out of the sub back into the sub, kind of things like that. For individual crew / kid bedrooms or whatever, if you're running this as a yacht, it would be a family room. It would be family members' rooms. If you're running it as like a research vessel kind of thing, it would be individual crew rooms. This right here is a dual bathroom setup here. These are meant to represent walls. They go up and over, and then there would be a door here. You'd be able to go to the bathroom, use a sink, use a shower. This could obviously be rearranged. This is just a quick little half-ass putting something together to give everybody an idea of kind of what I'm going for. Obviously, you want people to be able to walk through without disturbing people trying to use the bathroom and taking a shower. So while I'd like to have one big shower, maybe you can make this all one big shower area and then have a couple of stalls over here for bathroom or whatever. You could figure it out if you were going to get serious about trying to engineer something like this. This is just a quick little thing I put together to kind of get the idea of what I have in my head here. Captain's bedroom with a queen-size bed, big storage cabinet. There'd probably be a bunch of other stuff in here that you'd be able to do. All of the systems would be down in the very bottom of the submarine, and also up into this. This second level here would be mostly a mechanical area where you have all the different systems that the sub would need to be able to run air handlers, ballast tanks, any pumps and stuff that you would need, batteries, lots and lots of battery storage, because you're going to need lots and lots of batteries for that. So everything in this second here, it doesn't even have full standing headroom in here, so you wouldn't really want to be using the space too much anyways. You would just have a lot of mechanical and all the other kinds of equipment that you might need for the sub. Dual diesel generators to make power for the batteries and also to run the electric motor here. For the gentleman who has an interest in this particular idea, this is what I wanted to have on the previous 2 iterations of this, but you can see it clips through the pressure vessel here. So that's why you were supposed to visualize that this was here, and that's why there was a flat wall there, because you need to have, at the end of the sub, you need to have some kind of way to taper off the water flow so that it doesn't just right here. So yeah, that's it for that. Obviously the big propeller in the back. I think I'd like to have one that has a shroud on the end just for safety. You know, this is gonna be a pleasure craft or something like that. So if people are gonna go swimming around it, you would like to protect them from the sharp edges there. And then if you want to see the purpose of these here, I go over them in detail. These are basically, this is an elevator to take you up to the surface so you can park on the bottom, and this is a floating buoy kind of thing that will have a snorkel on the top that you'll drag up behind you when you're traveling underwater to allow you to power the engines while you're submerged rather than having to stay on the top. I don't think there's anything else. If you want more information about the concept in general, I have 2 previous videos that go into depth as to why this exists in my mind and why I've kind of laid it out the way I have it. Be sure to go watch those if you're interested in that. But yeah, my brain just wouldn't leave the fact that there was no good walkway. Now, this design here is really starting to, like, this is about half the size of a standard size nuclear submarine. So we're starting to get up into this is kind of ridiculous. I mean, it was ridiculous in the first place. Just the idea of it is ridiculous. But now we're getting to the size scale of, now we're starting to get about as wide, like the Los Angeles class submarine is 33 feet wide, and this is 15. So we're starting to get kind of ridiculous with it. And then the length from stem to stern here is about 92 feet, I think, something like that. So yeah, it's it's starting to get a little bit ridiculous. I think if you wanted to save a lot of money, you could probably cut out these 2 sections here, pull everything forward, move this forward, and that would take off a good 16 to 20 feet, depending on, you know, I wasn't super precise with putting the bulkheads out. And then for engineering concerns, obviously, you know, too much space between the bulkheads causes some structural stability issues here. You would put some stiffening rings in some of these more open spaces to kind of help with resisting pressure. Obviously, if I had the money to be able to try to actually push forward on something like this, I would have an engineer take this concept and this idea that I have and turn it into something that would work in the real world. I don't have the knowledge or the expertise or even the fundamentals of engineering to know what this needs and any of that stuff. I have the concept in my head. Somebody who actually knows what they're doing would have to actually convert it into something that could be built. But yeah, this is my hopefully final version of my submarine yacht design that is intended to be able to travel. I mean, honestly, bigger means more fuel, which means you probably have a longer range. So this might also address the diesel fuel issue, because you could have a crap ton of fuel tanks in here in something this big. So bigger might actually be more practical in this case, rather than trying to go for something that's smaller. Hard to know. But it is what it is. Anyways, yeah, hopefully this is my last version of this. Like I said in the last video, I'm one of those people that I have to get it out into the world before I can just like vent it out of my head and hopefully let it go. But yeah, this is it. Hopefully you like it. Click the like button, hit the subscribe button, help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Join as a member if you like the work that I do on the channel, or you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with the thanks button. So again, thank you very much for your time. Be sure to come back for the next video, and I'll see you then.